Hi, guys. Welcome to Para Women Radio. I'm Amy. After 4 long years and one dramatic Hurricane Milton, Sarah Boone is set to strut into trial on Monday. As we gear up for the big showdown, I thought, hey, let's revisit her interrogation. I'm going to roll some credits while the rest of the crew rolls in. Quick tip, snag a glass of water because hydration is key, folks. And every time Blaine Boone tosses out the word unintentional, take a sip. Get ready for some unintentional yet fabulously glowing skin. Ooh, see what I did there? Drink. Hi, guys. Welcome to Para Women Radio. I'm Amy.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Here in the blue, I'm dancing with you tonight.
Hey, guys. I'm having issues today, like real tech issues. Like, I am shocked that I'm even online because everything I have that I own, all of my technology is like saying to me, like, nope, not gonna work, not gonna do it. Like, I'm on my last whatever, my laptop. It's not the cord, it's where the cord goes into the laptop. So it's not even the cord, it's the laptop. It won't connect, so it won't charge. My phone, I dropped it and I broke it and the screen's all cracked. I have this old Chromebook, but I can't run too much at the same time. And so then I've got this tablet that was sent to me for free, but you can't share screens with it. And also I couldn't remember the password for this thing and I couldn't reset it. So it took me like 2 hours just trying to figure out that you can't share a screen with it. So I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy we lived through Milton, and I'm ready to talk a little bit about Sarah Boone because she's screaming up into trial on Monday. Do you think anything else is going to happen? Do you think Sarah's going to be able to cook up any other delays? 4 years, a hurricane. I was trying to think. I mean, really, it's not just one hurricane because it's been 4 years. So it's been a number of hurricanes, but it's only been one hurricane that's prevented her trial. So, oh, you're dealing with phone issues too? See, that's the thing. And I'm like employing all three of these devices. So like I'm on this Chromebook, but I can't run too much. So I can't look at the chat. So I've got the Chromebook up, but I've got my phone in my hand looking at chat. And yeah, I had the intro up on the tablet. So we're at least using all three at one time and making good use of our three barely working devices. but also I thought it would be fun too, before we went in and watched the interrogation. I don't know if you guys also heard that on the day that she was supposed to do the jury, uh, she turned down a plea deal. Yes, she did. Yes, she turned down a plea deal for 15 years. She has been in there for 4 years, and I think they said something like she would have only had to serve like 8 more years of those years. And Blaine Boone thinks she has as good a shot as what? If the minimum amount that the judge said to her, you do realize that the minimum you will get is 22 years if found guilty. And she's like, yep, I understand. I understand fully. Now let's go ahead. My show, I'm ready to go on stage. Nope, there's a hurricane. You're going to have to wait until Monday, Sarah. So, Sarah. So I thought we would look at her turning down the 15 years. And I also thought we could look at a little bit of court TV talking about how ridiculous she is, and the consequences that she's probably going to have happen to her because of that. And then we'll go into the interrogation. So let me get this up on stage. Hopefully it works. I will say this, if this doesn't work, I have a plan like Z. I did manage to, I think, get the laptop cord to, I turned it on its side and it was charging. I didn't want to touch it or move it to C. But if this doesn't work, I think I can run and get the laptop and do that. But let's see if this works. Like I'm going to plan Z before I know if plan K works. So here we go. Be sure to give this live a thumbs up, guys. Helps us go out into the algorithm. Party out there. Bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out. And if you really like my content,
Boone's be back in
be
court
sure to
next
subscribe.
Monday after jury selection was delayed due to Hurricane Milton. Court TV's Kelly Craft is in Orlando with the latest. Good morning, Julie. The murder trial for Sarah Boone, the woman accused of suffocating her boyfriend in a suitcase, is delayed yet again. This time because of a hurricane. The mayor of Orlando has declared a state of emergency. The judge addressed the court this morning.
Due to the potential storm and the ramifications of it, the court is going to postpone jury selection in this matter till Monday, October 14th at 9 a.m.
Jurors were sent home and told to return on Monday. Another big development in this case. Sarah Boone has rejected a plea offer from the state. Let's listen to the judge.
Okay, hold on a second, you guys.
15 years to a lesser included charge advanced.
Hold on a second. I'm going to run and get the other one and see if that works. And if it doesn't, then I'm just going to have to talk for a little bit and then we'll have to end it. Or maybe somebody wants to join me. I don't know. Let me see if the laptop works and then we'll see what I'll do. I think if I take the laptop in, I think I can get the laptop fixed. I think it's just something to do with tightening up the screws inside of the laptop so that the cord stays inside of it. But it did charge. It just, I don't know how long it's going to stay charged. It usually stays charged for like an hour. So let me get the laptop all situated. I'm going to stay talking to you a little, try to talk to you while I'm doing it, but I might not be able to talk and do it all at one time. Let me see if I can play some music. I do have some music queued up. It did let me play the intro. So let me see if it lets me do a little, hold on 1 second momentarily while we get this together kind of music. We're good until my laptop runs out of battery. So, okay. All right, let me get my screen so that I can share it. Okay, so we're going to
Selection was delayed.
we're going to look at Sarah Boone and her rejecting. And let me go into the comments and make sure that you guys can hear me, right? Just double checking. I think you can because I see my little thing moving up and down. But can you just give me a yay or nay if you can hear me? Today we're coming to you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Hi, everyone. Okay, good. You can. So hi, everyone, on all those platforms. I know everything's a little weird. I'm sorry. I am going to take it and have it looked at just because of the hurricane and nothing was opened. And yeah, anyway, I even considering looking at like a just $200 or $300 laptop. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's hard to know what to do sometimes, like, what do I do? I've got all of this stuff. And anyway, getting back into it. Here is Sarah Boone and rejecting her 15-year plea deal, which, I mean, was a sweet, sweet deal for Sarah Boone. And I'm sure that they just gave it to her because they're probably even sick of her. Like, get her out of here. Give her a sweet deal that she won't reject. 15 years is a sweet, sweet deal, but not for Sarah Boone.
Due to Hurricane Milton. Court TV's Kelly Craft is in Orlando with the latest.
Good morning, Julie. The murder trial for Sarah Boone, the woman accused of suffocating her boyfriend in a suitcase, is delayed yet again, this time because of a hurricane. The mayor of Orlando has declared a state of emergency. The judge addressed the court this morning.
Due to the potential storm and the ramifications of it, the court is going to postpone jury selection in this matter till Monday, October 14th at 9 a.m.
Jurors were sent home and told to return on Monday. Another big development in this case, Sarah Boone has rejected a plea offer from the state. Let's listen to the judge discuss this with her.
15 years to a lesser included charge of manslaughter.
Ma'am, understanding the state's offer, do you wish to accept or reject the state's offer to resolve this case?
Reject.
And you heard Sarah Boone there rejecting that plea offer in which she would serve 15 years behind bars, pleading guilty to manslaughter. But now the trial will proceed on Monday, barring any other unforeseen circumstances. Julie, that's the latest from here in Orlando. Back to you.
All right, our thanks to Kelly Craft for that update. Now let's dig in some more because we got some other news on Monday, not just the delay of the trial, but a motion filed by the prosecution. They are still trying to stop Sarah Boone from entering in that battered spouse syndrome defense as part of an overall self-defense, affirmative defense case. Let's bring in our guest now, the Director of Prosecution Projects at Florida International University and former homicide prosecutor Melba Pearson, and Court TV digital producer, and we like to say our resident expert on the Sarah Boone case, Lauren Silver. Good morning to you, ladies. All right, Lauren, would you start us off? You saw this motion hit the docket on Monday. You dug through it, the sum and substance of it. Would you kind of walk us through what the state is saying, please?
So the large part of it is that the state is requesting that the judge to review the use of battered spouse, and also perhaps because the judge has already said that battered spouse can come in as a defense, say, well, at least Sarah will have to take this stand to set some foundation before introducing any kind of evidence, any kind of past bad acts. What's really interesting about this motion is it was written after the state deposed the expert for Sarah Boone. These are the forensic psychologists who are going to testify to battered spouse. And so we're learning a lot more about what she said happened that night, allegedly to the doctors, I would assume, including that she allegedly admitted to beating the suitcase with a baseball bat once George was inside of it, which is not something we knew before.
Right, Lauren, right. Let's talk more about some of these details. So I understand that he was able to poke his fingers out of a little opening in the zipper, and she is said to have hit his hand with a wooden bat in the house.
Yes. So apparently he chose to get in the suitcase. Again, this was a game of hide and seek. The prosecutors did suggest that perhaps Sarah misunderstood the rules of hide and seek, but he got into the suitcase. She helped zip him in. He had these fingers that were able to stick out. And at some point, he began to complain that he couldn't breathe. And this enraged her because prosecutors say it reminded her of when she felt she couldn't breathe because of his behaviors. And so she flipped the suitcase over and then she hit his hands in the suitcase with a baseball bat.
Wow. Lauren, this is brand new information in that motion. How about it? It's been since 2020, we've been talking about this case. The other thing in that motion we learned is the victim was only 103 pounds. I always wondered, how could he get inside the suitcase? That's the question I probably get the most from people, because
I thought that was shocking too. This was in when the state replied to all this. I wanted to read this, but because of all the issues, I haven't been able to do what I wanted to do. But he was smaller than Sarah Boone, probably. He was smaller than Sarah Boone. I always wondered, how did she get him into the suitcase? But he's tiny.
you think, how could a man fit in a suitcase? I have no idea. Didn't see him get in. He was very small, 103 pounds. Okay, so prosecutors are arguing that as a matter of law, what Sarah Boone told the doctors who evaluated her doesn't entitle her to get this evidence in, evidence of the prior violence, evidence that she was afraid of him, all of that. Melba Pearson, let's talk about this legally. The judge gets presented with this. Now he's got some more time to consider it, as you know, because of Hurricane Milton. Tell me, how do you think the court should assess this motion?
Yeah, so good morning, Julie and Lauren. And this is a very tough situation because you don't want to have, the judge doesn't want to make a decision that's going to end up being appealable once, let's say, a conviction is attained in this case. If he makes the wrong decision and excludes that evidence, then that could be grounds for an overturning of the conviction at the appellate level if there's a conviction. However, there has to be something to substantiate these claims. She can't just say battered spouse syndrome and there is no documentation, there's no witnesses, there's no hospital records, something to document that she had been abused in the past. And usually when it comes to battered spouse syndrome, it's a matter of you got triggered by something the person did. It does not necessarily have to be the person beat me in this instant and I responded in kind. And that was and then I'm using the defense of battered spouse syndrome. That's one scenario, but that's not the only scenario. It could be a word track. So let's say, despite the victim being 103 pounds, giving the defendant the benefit of the doubt, which I'm not saying I believe her story, but giving her the benefit of the doubt, it is possible for a smaller man to be abusive to a larger person just because of the dynamics of domestic violence, right? So the size alone isn't necessarily going to be the issue. But again, the way that she went about it, this was luring him as part of a game into a suitcase and then not letting him out.
Yeah, I don't think it's the size so much of the fact saying that like a smaller person can't abuse a larger person. I just think it's just shocking to me. I always thought he was. Even we showed a video of when Sarah and him both got arrested for DV, and he didn't even look. I mean, he looked thin. He didn't look like a huge guy. I mean, but I thought he was like one of those really tall, thin guys. That's what I thought. But I'm wrong. Am I being seen when I'm typing in chat because I'm asking what happened because something has happened, but I can't see what's happened. I can't scrolling up. What's going on? What happened? And can you see me typing in chat asking what happened? Because I don't know because I shut off the one if you can't see me now that I'm typing. But what happened? What's going on? Should I be worried? Is something wrong? Because I didn't know that anything had happened. Hey, Cat's Life.
Filming it, torturing him, beating him. None of that is consistent with how most people react under the context of the battered spouse syndrome. So the extra steps she took looked more like torture than I was in fear for my life, therefore I reacted in this manner, as well as the statement she made to law enforcement where she was like, oh, it's a game. I can't believe, oh my gosh, not, oh my gosh, I was afraid he was going to hurt me, therefore I had to act in this manner. So I think there's going to be some very clear guardrails that the judge is going to put in place, and she's not going to be able to present a treasure trove of evidence around the battered spouse syndrome. That's not going to happen.
Right. It's such a great legal explainer for us, Melba. Thank you for all of that. I want to share a clip. You both saw this when Sarah Boone decided to testify at her suppression hearing. And she let it out that she was still intoxicated at the time of that interview. I think her logic was that she wanted to make it seem, oh, she was under duress, coerced, not in the right frame of mind. But this might also affect the defense. Melba, I want to come to you on the other side. Let's take a look.
I was in shock. I was traumatized by the situation, and then trying to focus on everything that was going on at my home. I was hungover. I was still, I believe, intoxicated to a degree.
Okay, so Melba, you've already taught us that. So when we think about battered spouse syndrome coming in Florida, we're thinking about a self-defense case where the decedent would be doing something to threaten or, as you said, cause something to be triggered in the victim where they would, oh my gosh, feel the need to defend themselves. Here, this is an accident. So the state is saying, look, you can't assert it here. This was accidental. You've said it was accidental before. How does the intoxication get woven into this picture, Melba? Because she did make a lot of statements. And in the motion, the state is very concerned about her wanting to change her story. And Lauren, I'm going to come to you on that in a second. But Melba, how do you think the intox plays in for both sides, please?
I think the intoxication is going to be critical in terms of state of mind, because again, it's not to say you can't be in fear when you're in.
Do you think Sarah Boone in her mind thinks that a jury is real? Well, and she's only got Florida only has 6 jurors. There's not 12 people that are going to decide for Sarah. There's only 6 people. So does she think all 6 people are going to think that Sarah Boone was the battered person and that he deserved to be unalived in that suitcase? Or do they have some kind of evidence where Sarah has continually said that she left it so there were 2 fingers so that he could get out, that she has some kind of evidence that shows that it was 2 fingers and he just chose not to unzip it? But even if he chose to, even if there was 2 fingers, he obviously thought he couldn't get out and needed her to unzip it for him. Oh, I can't even believe I'm trying to even, what kind of person, I'm like her lawyer, what kind of person is arguing? I don't know. Anyway, I'm agitated. And so when I'm agitated, I tend to lean in towards the people that I feel are guilty, and I'm more aggressive towards them, I think. But yeah. But what kind of lawyer is going to stand up and possibly even defend her actions? If I did that, I've said it before, if I did that, I'd be like, yes, I did that. Give me 15 years, that at least I can do 15 years. I don't even know. I don't know. Sarah Boone she's one of those people that believes her lies, which makes her a narcissist and all that other stuff. But yeah.
Intoxicated, but the extra steps that she took and the way she behaved and the way she told the story afterwards definitely negates anything in terms of her being fear. And the prosecution is going to use that as in, this was a drinking game. They both consensually entered into this. There was no abuse. And then she just went to the next level, became cruel, and she was the one abusive, not necessarily the victim.
Right. Melba, thank you for that. Lauren, would you remind us, please, The statements that Sarah Boone made, we know in this motion, the state kind of notes the ever-evolving stories, and they hint at, by the way, Judge, she's probably going to change it again when she testifies. Would you kind of take us back and refresh us, please?
Yeah, I mean, when this started, this wasn't, I don't know how this happened. I don't think he has a medical condition. This was just a game. I went to bed. And then it became, I never imagined this could happen. This was clearly an accident, and I'll never drink again. I mean, how could this have happened? I never could have expected this.
And it was also, I wasn't drunk. We only had a bottle of wine. I wasn't drunk when she was on the stand. I was clearly intoxicated. I don't know, right? Like I was probably still drunk. So, okay, guys, let's go into her interrogation. Be sure to get your thing of water because I'm going to hydrate you tonight. Anytime she says unintentional or not intentional, or this wasn't intentional, any of those phrases, I want you guys to drink and then talk to me later about your glowing skin. Be sure to give this live a thumbs up, guys. And if you're not subscribed, why not? Be sure to subscribe. These are all free ways to help me out, and they're really, really appreciated.
So I want, so he's got scratch marks to his back.
I know what that's from.
Okay. And it's called a contusion. Do you know what a contusion is? So like basically you're getting hit and then, you get a mark from it. You'll get bruising. Like someone hit you or something like that. It's called a contusion. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little.
I haven't laid a hand on him.
Okay.
Also too, he fell off my son's bike.
Okay.
So I don't know, and he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree. So
Okay. What about the scratches? Because there's also sex.
Yes.
Okay. Because there's also like a scratch on the back of his neck, kind of going, but it's going straight across.
I have no idea what that's from.
And they're all recent. They occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it.
Okay.
That's why, the only thing I thought you guys were going to ask me about, which I was going to be honest with you anyway, are the scratch marks on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. Nonetheless, I've had my son over the house too, so.
Well, your son was there when? When was he last there?
Oh, gosh.
From my understanding, he was there last Tuesday?
I don't know if it was Tuesday, but yes, he was there last week, so.
Well, we're talking about Sunday. Yeah. We're just talking about what occurred Sunday. Because like I said, the injuries they occurred within that time period.
So you're talking about day before yesterday?
Sunday leading into Monday. You called us yesterday at 1, but the incident, you guys were painting and stuff the night prior.
Correct.
So we're talking about Sunday and then into Monday.
I'm thoroughly confused because we had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had, on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on his head and skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
consider
not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
How would you get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know. I have not touched him.
Yesterday, when we took photographs of your overall body, and they did the buccal swabs, did they go under your fingernails?
No.
Okay. Are you willing to let us
absolutely
swab underneath your fingernails?
Go for it.
Okay.
I have no idea, and I don't want to seem out of sorts, but I have no idea. We had a good day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good day. We've had good days lately, even considering everything that's going on with our jobs and life in general and ex-wives and everything. It's been good. I don't even know where this is coming from.
Yeah, I think the last physical was probably, you said, I think, a month ago? Where you got the injury, right? You said that was
a few weeks, give or take, yeah.
A few weeks. That was the last, physical altercation between the two of you? You said a month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
Wow.
Like, we've been good. I don't know if, like, it's since the last time he got out of jail. Like, we've been good, and he's been having his classes and seeing his probation officer, who's amazing. So.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
The probation officer?
Oh, no, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talked to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago. So.
Give or take.
Right. So what do you mean by he comes after you? Like,
he gets belligerently drunk. Like, I don't know if y'all have looked through my phone yet and seen any of the pictures and the videos that I have taken. And at one point, I started documenting everything.
Okay.
So you all will see in my pictures, bloody fingers, split foreheads, he split my nose. I've got this.
Right.
I don't know if Brian told you about it, where I had to have almost I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really, 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 really bad, where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards for them to tend to it. And then poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
So it's.
Then why are you still with him?
Everybody asks me that. When I tell you guys this, I really love him. Like, I do. And I feel like I can help him. Like, I feel like I could help him, which I did, because he came a really long way from where he was in Philadelphia to moving back to here and to dealing with everything else that he's been dealing with. I've really helped him. I bailed him out of jail, 3 times? I've gone to every single hearing and every single arraignment, everything that I did for him. Gone to see all his public defenders, go to the state. I've gone to the state. I did everything for him because I'm trying to help him, because I had hope in him. And he was trying. He was really trying. And then he starts to think about things, and I think he gets overwhelmed. And then it's like, the next thing I know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man, I know where this is going to go. So I'm going to go upstairs and read a book, or I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I'm going to do something else. Where I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend. That's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do. He doesn't know how to, I guess, maintain himself, where I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So he would literally, not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. So the majority of the time, I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't want to drink. His job broke his heart, and it made me sad because he had so much pride in his job. And the store that he took care of so much totally went downhill. And that broke his heart because he had put so much work and effort into fixing it up. And his manager was awful and basically gave up on all of the employees. So I think that had a huge bearing on why he would drink so much. His ex-wife is bonkers. She was all over him all the time. Send me money, send me money, send me money. How can I send you money when I don't have a job? And he's still trying to take care of me and Lucas by paying a bill here or there, getting some groceries. So he always had something on his mind, which is why, again, I got the bubbles and the bank to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink. So when you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's belligerently drunk. Where most of the time, I just don't want to be there. And I try to help him. I try to calm him down. Eventually, he just passes out.
Well, yesterday, I made it sound like you guys were just drinking like a glass or two. Like, yeah, you obviously had the bottle, but you told me on recording, like, that you were not drunk. He was not drunk. You guys were having a good time.
I can't get drunk. Number one, I do not want to get drunk. I don't like being non-complimentous, having my wits about myself. I don't like feeling out of control. So
I'm just saying, you're making it sound like he's a raging alcoholic today, and yesterday I was kind of asking you those questions, and you're like a little defensive, like, no, we're not alcoholics. We are not, but you guys were both sober on Sunday, to your knowledge, because when I said you went and passed out, you were like, no, I didn't pass out, I just fell asleep. So now it's kind of like, what is it? Were you guys drinking and it got out of hand and it got physical?
No.
Or is it?
Sunday was one of the better days that we have had in quite some time. He's dancing with my dog. You can see that too on the pictures, him loving the dog. He loves the dog and dancing around, having a good time. And just, just being happy kind of thing. He doesn't know, I can get like maybe 2-3 glasses of wine and I'll be fine. But I have to have my wits about myself because I don't know what to expect.
Well, let's talk about Sunday. What was Sunday? How were you? Like, how many glasses of wine did you have? How many glasses of wine did he have? The bottle was gone. I mean, I don't know if you poured any out. Yes.
No, that was from previous.
You said that there was a half bottle left over.
Yeah, that was much.
And then that you had wine. Well, I don't even know how the wine. How'd you guys get the wine for Sunday?
I'm guessing he went to Publix.
Does he like leave the house and you stay home, or do you go to Publix? Like, cause
Sometimes I'll go with him.
Okay. Did you go with him Sunday to Publix?
So most of the time what happens is, because the convenience store where we get cigarettes is here, and then Publix literally is cattywampus to it.
Okay.
So what he'll do is he'll go by Publix, and then on the way back, catch the convenience store.
Okay.
So
is that what he did Sunday?
I'm guessing that's what he did, because the next thing I know, he's walking in with a bottle.
Okay.
So it's him trying to be nice, so I don't have to go out and do it. Plus, there's stuff that are around the house that I had to take care of. So that's usually what will happen. Or I'm folding laundry and he'll go run out and do whatever.
Okay. So where were you guys at on drunkenness, not drunkenness on Sunday? You told us you weren't drunk.
No, I was not drunk. Right. I was not drunk. So with him, I don't know. I know when it's like, oh, okay, man, where I have told him, slow down. It's starting to catch up with you. Slow down, slow down. And another thing too is I don't like listening to music with him, because he gets too involved in the music, and the music that he listens to is a little rough around the edges, and like just, it makes me fractious listening to his music. So I kept asking him, let's just you and me talk. You and me will just be the ones that are talking, which was fine, because I mean, we were playing with the dog, whatever, and then it's like, okay, now let's do the painting. We just did the puzzle, took a break, now let's do this. Sure enough, sat down, we're sitting in there talking, laughing, talking about new movies, we're watching movie trailers while we're doing painting and all that other stuff. So it's still background noise to him, because I think that's what he's used to, is having background noise, where me, I can sit in here all day with not a peep. But he always has to have some kind of background noise, which I didn't mind, because the trailers were cool. And he was interested in showing them to me, getting excited about movies that were out or upcoming. You
said it was a good day. Like, you guys didn't have any conversations about your relationship? You guys didn't go down like the rabbit hole, like had too many to drink, and you guys start getting...
No, when I tell you this, it made me so happy that he actually listened to what I had to say, with just, we'll get through it. This will be fine. It's just, it's a small hurdle that you and I together will get through, because...
I'm talking about the money, jobs, daughters.
Yes.
Nothing relationship-wise, though. Like, no issues, like, did you guys have a conversation about your relationship, or was it just about...
Just like what's going on right now.
Got it.
I try to evoke it from him so he gets it off his chest, because I call him the volcano, where eventually he's going to erupt.
Right.
And what he has learned in his classes is to communicate, which is a huge thing in a relationship, where he has been practicing communication. So he actually talks to me about things and unburdens himself. Put it on me. I'll sit there and try and figure it out for you. Like, I have almost everything. Not a worry. Just tell me. Get it out of you.
Right.
But it was, when I tell you, I was so happy. Like, it was such a good day. I kid you not. The weather was beautiful outside. I'm the one that had him go inside so we can do puzzles and painting and listen to music or whatever else he wants to do. So then he starts doing whatever it is we're doing together in the living room, and then starts talking, because I think he gets comfortable with, okay, you know what? We're here. It is a good day. Let me go ahead and explain myself. So I know. Nobody else knows, but I know. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him. I miss him a lot, and I didn't even sleep last night. I miss him a lot.
I mean, is there any chance it got to be too much for you and you couldn't handle taking care of him? And
I never stopped. I never stopped. That's what I'm here for. I never stopped. I'm here now, because I'm still trying to help him.
Yeah, we just don't, I mean, it's unexplainable how he got these injuries, and
I have no idea.
You were the only one with him.
100% right hand to God. I have no idea how he got them. Nobody touched anybody. Nobody touched anybody.
Okay. You had mentioned that you would take photos, videos, kind of like a proof, and just in general.
Yeah, I started documenting at one point, but that was way before, I think, the last time that he got arrested, where he was flying off the deep end. But then I had him bailed out. I got him out of jail.
Right.
But because he had violated the pretrial diversion, this time it's probation, so you don't have a choice in it. You have to go see your probation officer. You have to go to these classes. It's court ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Where it took him a while to get used to it and understand, they're not messing around. I even went down and met his probation officer, which I say, she's wonderful. That's one of my questions to need to talk to you about. Hugged me and said how much she knows that I take care of him. She called me personally one time when George was at work, when he was working. 42-minute phone call. She and I just saying how grateful she is that George has me. And she knows how hard I'm working to help him, just as she is and just as the classes will. So once he started actually going on a regular basis to the probation officer and then to his substance abuse class and his, I don't know what BIP stands for, Matters Intervention Program, and actually listening to what it is everyone had to say, he changed. Like I could see a change in him, where before lashing out, he would think about it. And would always come home and show me his papers, and we would look over his papers together, where it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. Because for a video that he watches to make him feel that way, where it's like, oh man, I have done her wrong. But he's changed. He changed.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
Even when you love somebody, you have limits.
Everybody tells me that. All my neighbors still tell me that. The office, property manager.
At some point, somebody gets enough, then they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee. And I don't know if you would like to see on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop. I actually, because, and you have to understand too, I have, like, prior to classes in PO, kicked him out. How many times? I had him arrested. How many times?
But you also went down and bailed him
I
out
know.
the next day.
I know.
What's on your laptop?
What was I going to tell you? Oh, previously, I actually looked up how to file a restraining order.
Okay.
Because I would kick him out, his parents, because of them constantly having to take him back in, his bags of clothes, all his stuff. The last time, the father came out and irate and just not even, I don't even know if he knew Lucas was in the car, just opened the back of my car and just started throwing all his crap and just throwing it, like the car would jostle, he was throwing all his stuff. At that point, because I continually did it, not continually, I think I maybe did it 3 times, and he has nowhere else to go, they got fed up and said, nope, either you're staying there or you're staying here. But if you're staying here at their place, it's permanent. You're not going back over there anymore. So what happens is he pursues me. So I don't know if y'all know where Katie Way Trail is. Okay, so it's literally right there from our apartment. Would ride his bike to work, but before he would leave extra early and come up to the wall, stand on top of his bike and poke his head over because he would know that I would be outside having my morning cigarette and cup of coffee. And I would also know too what time he would get off of work, where I would know, come getting off of work, he's gonna do the same thing. So it's not like I ever got like a break from him, where I told you all yesterday or whenever it was. I started to feel that it was too much togetherness. And when you have too much togetherness, friction happens. So I'm going to go ride my bike. I'm going to go upstairs and read a book. But every waking moment, he wants to be with me. So, and mind you, our townhome is either upstairs or downstairs. So it's like, if you would like to sit downstairs and watch a movie or play on the laptop, look up some jobs, you're more than welcome to. I'm just going to be upstairs maybe watching one of my shows or maybe reading a book. So, and then when that would happen, we really needed that. So what's for dinner? And then we would cook together and eat dinner and then crawl on the bed and watch a movie.
Are you talking about this is like recent? I don't, you kind of like lost me. Like when, what are you?
It was a little while ago.
But now you're talking about tension building up and that you need space. So have you been feeling that way lately or?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, my thing is too, so you all know, I hate that you can't talk to her, but Dee, his ex-wife, when I say a monster, she's a monster. Like she withholds their children from speaking to him. So he gets upset about that, and then she like completely berates him about money, about the father that he is, what he did to her, all this other stuff. It doesn't matter. I mean, mind you, this is not like been recent, but which is why he doesn't even bother calling anymore, because he knows that she's going to answer and he's going to have to talk to her, so therefore he can't talk to his daughter. The other time he talked to her, made her talk to Cookie. That's on my cell phone too, so you can see it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter.
What does she have to do though with anything about what happened Sunday and into Monday? Like,
no, I'm just saying like previously why the incidents what happened is she plays a big part in it.
Okay.
On top of jobs
yeah.
and money and groceries and all that.
Okay.
Sunday, when I tell you this, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Is there anybody else at the house?
Nope, it's just me and him.
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any like timelines better? Like what time you guys were playing? What time he was zipped up in the luggage? What time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
You started the activities around 4, you said?
Yes, around 4:30ish, and then.
You just said that it was dark when you were playing hide and seek, and I'm just curious if you remember.
But when we were outside, that's where we would start and talk about things, and then eventually I was the one that had him come inside. So we.
About what time, do you remember what time that was, is what she's asking.
And you said you went up to bed around midnight, fell asleep around 12:30ish, but those are the only times I have. So I have 4 and I have midnight, so there's a big gap. So I'm just curious, like, if you recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or
like when we started to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long, maybe about 6-ish. Then.
You're talking about from hanging out outside and like.
Okay. Well, we have 2 beach chairs that are out there and just enjoy the weather.
Gotcha.
Plus, it started to get dark and gnats and mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So let's go inside. I don't want to be out here anymore. Okay. All right, let's go. So we're doing whatever. We did it for a while because that puzzle, I don't know if they took it or they saw it. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it. Started to paint. Well, started listening to music for a little bit. Started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. Maybe, gosh, that puzzle, we worked on that for probably a good hour and a half. So 8 o'clock-ish.
Is when you went to hide upstairs originally?
No, that's when we were like painting. So then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off. That's what we did.
And then you went upstairs, and then he didn't come up, and you came down, and the suitcase was there originally because you guys were planning to do donations, so it was already there. Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship. When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay. So it was just kind of like that prop was there, and it was there, and it was in play because.
Why do you say it like that, though?
I would never do that.
You would never zip them up in a suitcase?
Well, I mean,
we were playing.
No, I know, but
I'm
saying, I'm talking about hide and seek, which is a game, so.
The suitcase originally is in our closet, buried all the way to the back. If you, I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out really bad. My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
No, I'm just asking in the past, like, have you ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not? But obviously I understand, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter. You were laughing, he was laughing. But what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We were actually this last game running out of places to hide because we have a townhome where it's upstairs or downstairs.
Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday? No.
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. But your phone is password protected. You have the password. He has the facial recognition. So it's not like someone else could be on your phone.
No, I have both.
But you have the face and the password.
Yes.
Yeah, but he only has the face, correct?
No.
To be able to get onto your phone, you told me that he looks at the phone.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you were asking if I did. Yes, it's me.
Okay. Does he have access to your phone? Because you said it's your phone. Okay. How does he have access?
Sarah, can I borrow your phone? Yeah, it's right there on the kitchen counter.
Okay, but how does he get into it? Because it's password protected.
He'll come and get it to me, and I'll just do the face thing. Where sometimes too, like he'll joke with me and say, okay, I need to borrow your phone. And he'll hold it while I'm cooking or something, do the facial recognition.
Okay, so he doesn't know the password and he doesn't have the facial recognition.
No,
he is the only other person that would use your phone. I'm assuming other.
Well, Lucas.
Right, but Lucas wasn't there Sunday. Right. So, to your recollection, no videos on Sunday.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, I get my phone. I maybe took a picture of them, the two of Tess and
the dogs,
and George, and them dancing. But I mean, it's just Tess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shutting down.
Oh, okay.
Let me.
The battery doesn't last very long.
Yeah, it used to last a lot longer than that. I don't know what happened.
Okay, let me just grab something.
All right. No, I was just simply asking because you had a look on your face when she asked you if you've ever done that before. You look kind of shocked and.
No.
Okay, but why did you say it like that? Like.
I don't think you all understand who I am, where.
Okay. Well, tell me.
I mean, I've always been a straight A student. I am an outstanding mother to my son.
Okay.
I excel at everything. I would not do that.
You wouldn't lock zip somebody in a suitcase?
Well, I didn't like completely lock it. I mean, I opened it with one finger. I left enough in there for him to get out.
Okay.
And I wasn't planning on going upstairs and going to sleep.
Okay. No, it's just the way you said it.
You guys are scaring me.
Why?
Well, we just want you to watch this. It came from your phone. Don't you want to know what's on it?
Yes, please. Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take.
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't know how much I can take.
I don't know how to find your...
Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it. If that's okay.
Well, it's on your phone, and you can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. You.
That's you, your voice.
Stupid. That's my name. Don't wear it up. Yeah, that's when you do and choke me.
I don't want to watch it, please. Okay.
Last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, you had two fingers hanging out.
I flipped him over. I flipped him over, and that's where it was.
There's two different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions and him saying that he can't breathe and you saying
This is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
it was flipped up.
Right. It was flipped up normal.
Yes.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it. My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional.
No, you told me you went upstairs because you were getting ready for bed.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
where's here?
Show me where you can see any fingers coming out, because there's the end.
It's, and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other video.
I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end, it sounds kind of like a...
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying
it's not malicious.
Then what is that?
What does mean to you?
Well,
like if I were to tell
like he does. Like, I get called everything but a white woman, so
okay.
My intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself out, but the video shows at no point can I see his fingers.
He'll be up here any minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he can show.
And he's telling
and I
he
didn't wake up.
Do you think he's joking? You told me he was laughing, and
we were before.
The video, there's no.
We first got in there. Both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to recording this?
No. No.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny, but you're the only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, 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 I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before, too, where it's just like he thinks that he's woe with me kind of thing, where it's like,
He's never been locked in a suitcase, that's why he couldn't get out, so.
It's kind of, I thought it was
And
the
you know
voice
the oxygen
crying wolf kind of thing.
Okay.
And again, my plan.
But nowhere in there is he laughing, is he joking, he is begging. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments, like you're mad.
No. Please don't, I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to like feed me. Like,
no, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
Well, I know what.
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
No.
Why don't you remember making the video?
Probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
No. Just because I went upstairs and, just because you're drunk doesn't mean that you.
Times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you don't like not having your wits. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and a video and taking a photo, they are intoxicated.
Okay. I understand where you all are coming from.
Well, we're just trying to make sense of it. We're trying to figure out what
We're trying to figure out this
you
video.
explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was, my plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to, he'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and.
My plan wasn't also to leave him in the suitcase.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out?
I didn't do it intentionally.
What do you think is going to happen if you leave somebody in a confined space like that?
Well, I thought by not giving it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the
And what was
suitcase.
your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs.
You said you were up there 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, somebody not coming up.
Knowing that the last time you saw him was in the suitcase, 30 minutes later, you're like, maybe I should go check on him, maybe I shouldn't.
No.
Well, that didn't cross your mind.
That's like an assumption. Like, that's what you all are thinking. Just.
We're asking.
It's the
You
whole.
tell us.
It's the drinking. That's what it is. It's the drinking. I thought it was like, I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't, that, you all.
He's telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. Like, he has, nobody understands our relationship. This whole suitcase thing never happened before.
Would you leave someone else in a suitcase? Would you leave Lucas in a suitcase jokingly? Because it was a joking matter. You put him in there jokingly. Would you leave Lucas jokingly in there? And you love Lucas, right? And you
I wouldn't do that to him either. I wouldn't do that to him.
So I just.
Well, it's not like, again, I don't think you all understand. Like, it's.
I mean,
it's not that was not my intention.
Well,
y'all don't have any idea what I've done for him.
But by your acts, and that's exactly right. You get to the point where you've done so much for somebody and they don't show you any appreciation.
He did.
Not by your words in the video. I don't get that.
He did.
Because you bring up the fact that when he's choking you, you can't breathe. That's how you felt when he cheated on you. You couldn't breathe. And you verbally several times told him just you.
Well, you said it in the video, but you won't let us play the rest of it because you don't want to.
When I say cheating, it's on his phone.
Okay. Cheating is cheating.
I think so too.
Exactly.
It's your definition of cheating though. So, I mean, that's what the word cheat means.
And that's what you told him in the video. That I couldn't breathe when you cheated on me.
No.
That's how I felt when he said, Sarah, I can't breathe. And you told him.
This is.
What would you say if somebody told you that they had done this?
Someone.
You said somebody in a suitcase and went up and went to bed.
Do you all not think, so you all think that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you guys are trying to assume? Or trying to, like.
The video is very portraying of the opposite of what you told us.
No.
It is not leading up, it is not matching what statement you gave us in the car.
So.
And that's why we want to know.
And I don't remember doing those.
The injuries are not consistent with what you told us. So we have a lot of inconsistencies, and this video explains itself. It really, truly does.
You don't think that I have thought about that?
Thought about the video or thought about?
But no, again, if you don't mind, please. So you all are assuming that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you all are assuming?
Well, it's not an assumption when that's what you told us that happened.
That's what happened.
And the video,
Yeah.
I mean,
But I'm not going to say.
you thought he could
Those
get out
are-
on his
yes.
own, but the video shows that he cannot get out on his own.
But when I unzipped it with one finger.
From the outside.
But it had the hole in it.
And you're claiming that it had a paperclip, so that's what assisted you in doing it.
No.
Is what you told us.
When I had my sweatshirt, I said I thought it had a paperclip on it. It's got.
But the zipper part is broken. That
Yes, which is why we were going to send it.
Yeah.
I just.
You were able to unzip it from the outside very easily, because that's the way they're designed.
But you could on the inside too. I don't know how.
So why wouldn't he have gotten himself out if he could?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you saw like where the hole was. I don't
I
know.
didn't see a hole.
No,
I didn't see no fingers
You're the
sticking
only
out.
one that's what I'm saying. Like, he's in one position, and where his head would be, we should be able to see fingers. And then when it's flipped over onto this right side, again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers. And we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please do not assume.
I'm not assuming. I haven't assumed anything. I follow evidence.
But my intention was not, again, oh, good, I got him in there. Now I'm just going to go to sleep.
What do you think someone that knows nothing about this or hears just a little bit like, oh, they were playing around in a suitcase and then watches that
probably went
video?
to sleep. That's what happened.
You like consciously had to walk upstairs. I mean, you obviously remember going to bed because you were able to give me a time frame on that. And you specifically told me that you went upstairs.
My intention is not for this to happen. I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I am sick, especially with that. I thought I couldn't sleep last night. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. You tell us the last night, you vividly remember this when you told us last night, that he was laughing, you were laughing, you put him in the suitcase, he has two fingers sticking out, and you go to bed. Now we see something totally different, and it actually shows you upset, and again, using derogatory terms to him when he's begging for his life to get out of that suitcase.
So but my thing
you
is,
say we're assuming, we're not assuming.
But the
we're telling you
fingers,
what's on there.
but so it just happened to be that whenever I was videotaping or doing whatever else it was, just happened to not have that in it.
Okay. And you also in the video, you can't see any holes. There's nowhere in that where the zipper separates and you can see a hole. If there's a hole, he's pushing on it, begging you to get out. We should probably see that hole.
He essentially would have been able to get out.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
Based off what you're telling us, he should have been able to get out.
Okay.
But the video shows him attempting to get out, begging to get out, and he can't. So that's just what we're trying to figure out. I don't know if maybe you had too much to drink, you zipped it up all the way, and then,
I did not zip it up all the way.
Okay, well.
I did not zip it up all the way. This is horrific, okay? Horrific.
It is terrible.
Yeah, so
Horrific. I don't think I'll ever be right because of this, ever be right. Dealing with everything else that I have in my life, personally, and then this,
Okay.
whom I loved, it was not intentional. I will put my hand on the Bible. It was not intentional. I would not do that to him nor anyone else.
But you did.
Not intentional.
You intentionally went up to bed.
I didn't intentionally
left
go to
him.
bed because I'm thinking, okay,
Hold
good,
on,
he can
hold
get
on.
out.
How did you not intentionally go to bed? You said you went upstairs and got into bed. That's intentionally going to bed.
Waiting for him.
And he doesn't come, but you don't go down to check on him.
So I happen to go to sleep. When I say go to sleep,
And what do you
goes
normally
off
do when you
whatever
go to
you're
bed?
gonna do.
What do you normally do when you go to bed?
What do you mean?
What is a bed for? Going to sleep.
Right.
So you go to
But
bed to
obviously
do
you can
what?
tell too that, like, I've
You
been
go to bed
drinking
to do
also.
what? Okay. You kept telling us, hey, I wasn't intoxicated. I wasn't this. I wasn't that.
Being drunk and intoxicated, which, yes, you can tell that I had been drinking, but
Okay. So if you weren't intoxicated, then why would you ever leave somebody in a suitcase that's begging to get out, that's telling you they can't breathe?
if I hadn't been drinking, you still think it would be the same thing? Where it's like, hop in, I'm gonna go to sleep. Is that what you all are trying to do? To
We're
portray
not
me
trying
as?
to do anything. I'm simply asking you to explain to me what happened.
Everything was fine and dandy.
I don't want to call
Everything.
it fine and dandy.
Was fine and dandy.
Explain
You
to
all
me.
don't, okay, for me to tell you this, again, mind you, I've been without him for a day now.
Mhm.
I don't know, I mean, I don't know what you all want me to tell you because this was not in any way, shape, or form, hand on the Bible, intentional.
Okay. So you just
I
left him there
didn't
to
kill
teach
him.
You left him there to teach him a lesson?
I didn't mean to leave him there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You got up and walked away. How is that not intentionally leaving him there?
Because I'm looking at the hole, knowing that it's there. He'll get out no problem. Because you don't.
Then he doesn't,
But
but you don't go check on him. You say you're up for 30 minutes and he doesn't come up. You don't go down and check on him?
I'm in the bed.
You even moved.
And so
I mean,
up.
you admit to moving the suitcase like over. So
Roll it.
you roll it over. Like it's not like
I didn't want it to be like that. Don't.
you didn't want him to be upside down. How do you even get upside down?
All right. You guys are killing me right now. I don't know how you want me to say it.
I'm just trying to figure out what you would expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a suitcase.
I didn't mean to leave him in there.
Okay.
What's your reasoning for not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Ryan, and like what, 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. Nonetheless, that I had to I was trying to do CPR. I had to get him out and try to do CPR and then called you guys. And I was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone, where he had me count out loud to help me focus on what I was doing.
It just, I don't know how, I mean, you can sit here all day long and say, I thought he was going to get himself out, but he didn't. And you went upstairs and you stayed there for 30 minutes before you fell asleep.
But can I say too, like,
you chose not to ever at any point during that 30 minutes walk back down and check on him.
No, wait 1 second, because I know, like, with you all, and then like, because you continually ask me like time frames, where I told you like I don't bother even looking at the clock most of the time, so it's like a guesstimate. So for all I know, maybe it was 10 minutes.
Okay. But the point is, you left the living room where he was begging for help and went upstairs. Regardless of how long you were there, you left. You say,
I thought he was the boy calling wolf. Again.
Okay.
So when he asked to be let out, like, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs?
No, when he's asking on the video, he asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. Why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there. I'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
Well, based off the video, one video is at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23. So you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times. I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean,
Were you punishing him?
no, just.
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you get. This is what you make me feel like.
See, and then it's all backfired on me. Like, it's all backfired on me. And I understand the severity of this.
You did.
It's awful, I know.
Okay.
It's awful. And I will tell you both this right now, too. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
Like, I will never drink alcohol again. I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
But let's get back to this. What was the reason for leaving him when he's begging to be let out? I don't understand that.
What I have a feeling was, and again, it's the whole time frame thing. You all.
I'm not asking a time frame. I don't care about a time frame. He's in the bag saying, I can't
my God.
and you say, F you.
When for the whole few minutes that he was in there,
minimum 11. But yes, go ahead. It's a few. 11 minimum.
For one video.
Well, in between the two videos.
Between the
11
two
minutes.
videos? Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the question again?
When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe, let me out, and you say, F you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to fix him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you're like, no,
again, it's the boy calling wolf.
Okay, but where does this game end? Did you say this is a game? You got
obviously the wrong way.
So what was your intention for leaving him in there?
And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, he's in there, night.
That's what happened.
No.
That's absolutely what happened.
Intentionally.
How's it not? You got up off the couch, walked up the flight of stairs, and got in your bed.
Thinking he was going to get out.
And he didn't, and you still didn't go down and check
And it's
on
the whole 30-minute thing that you guys are trying to do, whatever. Like, for all I know, it's 10 minutes.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't. I didn't intentionally mean for this to happen.
But you can't tell us why you left him in there and went upstairs. That's my only issue. Like, what am I supposed to write? What do I write?
So my thing is, though, it's what I have a feeling is I went upstairs and just hit the bed kind of thing. But again, I'm thinking he'll be up here in a minute. But then I go out.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going up?
I don't know why.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun.
Guys, I know. I don't know.
This was supposed to be fun. You were laughing before. Before you said he was laughing, you were laughing. You went upstairs. He had his fingers out of the bag and he was playing. Well, obviously that's not the case.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like?
We're just trying to figure out why.
Why? What?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why the
I
video?
didn't have any motivation. It was me, he and I having a great day, fooling around and being stupid, and apparently me going upstairs and hitting the bed, not going to sleep, where it's like, I'm tired now, I'm gonna go to sleep.
That's excluding, that's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a
Oh
bump
my
on his
gosh.
eye.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. Like, this is not fair at all,
Yes.
that you all are assuming that that's from me.
Where else did it come
If
from?
you were, say it's opposite, you were in the suitcase and you're asking to be let out, would you hope that that person would let you out? Like, you're asking to be let out of a suitcase, should they not let you out?
Eventually, I'm guessing. I mean, I'm blaming it on the wine.
Blaming on the wine.
So you guys are like assuming that.
You keep saying we're assuming, well, we're not, we haven't assumed anything.
But you guys are assuming that that's what I did.
No, by what,
Like, this is-
the facts of what happened. We got there, you said you pulled him out of a suitcase, you said you went up, you went to bed. We're not assuming that. These are the facts that you're telling us.
But
Now
what
we're
you said
asking
is like,
you to
oh, I'm
explain it.
tired. Oh, I'm tired.
Well, that's what you told me on a sworn recorded statement yesterday. Because when I said, oh, you went upstairs and passed out, you were like, no, I did not pass out. You got attitude with me because you were assuming,
Yep.
thought I was assuming that you were drunk. So that's an assumption. That was an assumption when I said you passed out. And guess what? You corrected me.
You were very adamant about the fact that both of you had your wits about you. What's your favorite word to use?
Compass mentis.
You've used it today too, to say that you guys were within your wits. There's two empty bottles of wine.
No, but we didn't drink both of them.
I think you did.
We didn't.
There's receipts for the
They were
statement
both
back there.
purchased yesterday, so I don't know how you didn't, because they weren't there the day before.
So one
There's
was.
two public receipts from yesterday. Only thing purchased on either one was a single bottle of wine, 2 of them. So we have each bottle of wine that was empty in your garbage can that you purchased yesterday, or he purchased, but you two would have consumed together.
Okay, well,
I mean, it's receipts, so it's not even worth the going
so
back.
this is, so I don't know what you guys are, I don't know.
We were just hoping that we could figure out why you.
What was the motivation?
There was no motivation.
Wow.
But we're watching a video that, after talking to you, everything was laughing and fun. Now we're watching a video where it's not laughing and fun. He's begging for his life, and you are in a very angry voice telling him,
No.
yes,
It's not.
that's absolutely what it was. It's not an assumption. The video's there. We played it for you.
So you guys think that I intentionally?
You did. You got up off the couch and walked up the couch, or walked up the stairs and got into bed. That was intentional. There's no way getting around that. You intentionally did that. Nobody drugged you up there. You didn't float up downstairs.
Okay, well, it's not fair. It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
I don't know what to tell you.
You told us that. You didn't go upstairs?
Again, there was a hole in a suitcase. I unzipped it from the hole with one finger.
Well, the damn hole didn't do him no good, did it?
But he could push it open.
No, he
Did he?
couldn't. The video
No.
shows him pushing up.
And
If he could push it open, why wouldn't he have gotten out himself? Why would he beg you to open it?
I tell you, he can't breathe.
Okay.
If someone can do something for themselves, they're going to do it. They don't need assistance unless they need assistance.
So, but why would he start doing it?
Because he couldn't, because it was all the way zipped.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
It wasn't. I intentionally didn't do it. That I intentionally did not do.
What's that? You didn't intentionally do what?
Zip it all the way. He nor I.
Well, he's dead as a
Lay
result of your
hands
action.
on each other.
He is dead as a result of
I
your
understand
action.
that.
So,
That's why
You
this.
two didn't lay hands on each other.
No. No. I don't have anything.
You're right.
He doesn't. Whatever that is, whatever this, whatever it
He
is.
does.
See, this is what happens. It's not fair that you guys, just because he has those, automatically blame it on me. Like,
well,
Where
what
else
about
did he
when
go?
you had your injuries and he gets arrested? Is that not fair?
really? Like,
It's
really?
the exact
Yeah.
same thing. Really? He has injuries. You have injuries. Like, what does that mean?
I don't have any injuries.
Correct.
Because he and I have not been at it with one another.
So every time that you guys fight, you both hit each other? So you should have probably gone to jail all those times that he went to jail for domestic?
Well, the one time I did. But he completely trashed the police report. Because that's nothing what happened. Because the reason why I got taken in was because my story was different than his. So I'm being portrayed as like this abuser.
We're not saying that he doesn't abuse you.
Absolutely.
We're not saying.
So I'm the one that's being portrayed as the abuser.
Because
I have never dealt with anything like this before. I don't know what to do, how to do it. And I always know what to do and how to do it. I don't know. So I don't know like what's going on or like.
We are simply trying to find out as well. Again, we got one side of the story. You're telling us, we're going with what you're saying, but then we find stuff that negates what you're telling us.
And I don't even remember doing that.
Okay. You're telling us that we're assuming stuff, but what we're simply doing is telling you what we saw in the video and repeating what you told us.
I understand. Because I don't remember that.
Okay. Doesn't mean it didn't happen just because you don't remember it.
So is the texting thing something about me? Like what's
the what? Texting? Oh no, I'm texting.
No,
you guys are scaring me, so like I don't know like what to expect. I mean, I had questions of things that need to be taken care of. Like I don't.
What are your questions?
I have one last question. You realize you're the person that killed him, right?
I thought about that.
Okay, you left him in the bag when he's begging you, saying, "I can't breathe, let me out," and you said, "F you," and you got up off the couch and went upstairs and left him in that bag.
Not intentionally.
Again,
I would never do that to George.
You did.
Not intentionally. Know that.
I don't.
Know that.
You got up and you went up to bed.
Alcohol is a thing. It's alcohol.
So
not again
the reason that you killed him.
You all.
Please sit down.
Listen to me.
Please sit down.
You all listen. I did not intentionally kill him.
So your intention.
I don't know what it is I need to do or how to do it or what to say or how to say it.
But what was your intention?
Everyone knows. Everyone knows everything that I've done for George and love him and continuously help him throughout his life with me and made him a happier, better person.
And everybody has their limits.
Everyone knows that.
Everybody has their limits.
So it's like, okay, so while we're in a good place right now, I'm going to snap. Is that what it, while we're in a good place right now?
Yes, absolutely. I got you on video screaming, "F you."
This is what it feels like when you're choking me. This is what it feels like.
Which was however long ago. You said.
The videos were from last night.
Clearly.
So it wasn't that, yeah.
There's still feelings towards it. You wouldn't say it if you didn't feel it.
But I would never do that.
But it happened, and you did.
But
that's after being playful.
But no one's
and
laughing.
having a good day.
No one's laughing except you.
Everybody's having a good day. Oh, I'm sorry?
I would hate to see a bad day.
Y'all are making me out to be a person that I'm not. Or will I ever be.
Or are you a different person when you're drunk?
People have different personalities after they consume alcohol.
It depends. Well.
Because you're sober now, so sober you.
Nice
what about drunk you?
It's both of us. It's both of us. And it's not fair that you all are assuming that the marks that he has on him are from me.
We asked you where they came from.
I have no idea.
Well, nobody else was there, so nobody else was there.
I have no idea. I swear I did not lay a hand on him.
Okay. You just zipped them in the bag.
Nor he.
You just zipped them in the bag. And then you flipped the bag around several times.
I didn't do that intentionally.
You didn't intentionally flip the bag around?
No. Why would I do that?
Well, you
Good
told us
question.
you did.
When he was upside down.
Right.
Well, you had to put him upside down.
You can't get in a suitcase upside down because the.
Oh my gosh.
When you put the stuff in where his body was.
That's unfortunately too, but nobody else was there. That's
we have a video showing the suitcase in several different positions. So it shows one, like she just said, it had to have been on his back with the lid open for him to get in there, for you to zip it up. Then it shows it on the other side with him in it, so you had to flip it to there. Then there's another video where it's on his back again, so you had to flip it.
I'm leaving it like this, please. I'm leaving it like this. I did not intentionally do this. No malicious intent or effort was towards this. No malicious.
I would say this doesn't help you sleep, but you're not sleeping, so.
I mean,
last night, I maybe got an hour.
Right.
In your voice, you can hear the maliciousness. The F you is very, very.
You don't talk to people like that. That's not like a common, like, hey, Scott, you. That's not common. It's not something people do. And no one that sees that is going to think that. Okay, so we were trying to give you an opportunity, and it is what it is.
There's no maliciousness towards that.
So I would probably be telling myself that
My intent was not for that to happen.
But you went upstairs and went to bed. Or maybe you passed out, I don't know.
Waiting for him. And the whole time frame thing, it's like, regardless, that's not really fair.
Regardless, waiting for him, it's not like you walked up the stairs. You can't fly up the stairs, no one can take you up the stairs.
Okay.
You go up the stairs, you lay in the bed, and you wait for him. Who cares if it's 5 minutes? Who cares if it's 30 freaking seconds? He's begging for his life. He's begging to get out. You go upstairs.
You leave.
It doesn't matter. So get the time frame out of your mind.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there's this. So it doesn't matter anything what it is I say. So it makes no difference whatsoever.
It's just you're lying and like you're now changing your story.
Lying about what?
You're now you're drunk.
Oh, I never said that I was drunk.
Exactly, but you did here today. That's okay.
You said earlier.
Everything
Alcohol.
You blamed it on the alcohol.
You blamed it on alcohol. Alcohol does a lot to people.
Yes, but I never said I was drunk.
Okay.
You did.
So you did this sober. You knowingly left them down there sober.
I have already told both of you also that we were both drinking.
Right.
Okay.
But you want to admit that you were drunk?
I'm telling you all both. This has changed my life. I will take this. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a true statement.
Absolutely. But you're trying to dance around the fact that
So, but what do you, okay, just.
You left them in there. You're trying to dance around the fact you left them in there.
This is not,
You didn't leave them in there?
it's not cool. Like, this is not cool.
It's not cool.
That it's,
He's dead. It's
but
not
you
cool.
think that I did that intentionally. You think that I did that intentionally.
You intentionally left them in there and left the room. You went upstairs to a different room.
You intentionally did that.
You did.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking he's gonna get out.
Okay, and he didn't.
Obviously not.
When somebody's saying, I
But when you say that though, but you have to, y'all
Let me out. I can't.
don't know George though. Like, again, I thought it was a boy crying wolf. So it's just like, what?
So if your son was in there and said, I can't breathe, are you going to open it, or is he 9, so he's not,
Really?
it's not a big deal? I'm not sure. Valid question.
Well, you said you would never put your son in a suitcase. You would only put George in there.
No, George got in the suitcase.
And you zipped it up.
Not all the way and not intentionally to leave him there.
But that's what happened. But you keep going away from it.
I don't know.
That's exactly what happened. You
are you all trying to have me admit that? Like, are you trying to have me admit that? Because I will never admit it because it's not true. It's not true.
I'm basically stating as a fact because that's what happened.
Okay.
You videotaped him asking to be let out. You go upstairs.
So what, guys? So what? Like, just, I don't know what you want me to say other than it was not out of maliciousness or intentional. I don't know what or how I can say it. I love George. Love him. To this day still. Love him.
Love makes you crazy.
It's not one of those things where it's like, oh gosh, you know what? I've done enough for you at this point. I never gave up on him.
Okay.
Why I'm here today, I'm still not giving up on him. I would do anything for him.
Well, you gave up checking up on him. So.
I'm not out of suitcase.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We're simply just trying to go through. I mean, again, you gave us a completely different story that you churched up to. This was such a laughing matter.
It was fun.
Not by that.
All day.
That video. That
all day.
Wasn't. Anybody looking at it, I don't think anybody would look at that video and go, George is having fun right now.
So why is it you all think that y'all don't know me, you don't know me, nope, would do something like that, especially having a 9-year-old son?
I don't know.
Like why?
9-year-old son would be.
Like
why are you so like caught on what we think?
Yeah.
When
because
you should be more concerned about what you've told us.
It's because what you guys are like trying
the things that the video shows that are opposite of what you told us, and then what you've now.
Like what is opposite?
Well, you said that it was funny, and you're the only one laughing.
We were playing before that.
Okay.
But then it stops.
Yeah.
It obviously stops being fun.
Well,
because you're screaming at him. He's begging to get out.
I'm screaming at him.
Sounds like screaming at me.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. In no way, shape, or form was this intentional. At all. Ever.
Okay. Are you still going to allow us to do your fingernails? Go for it. Go for it. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to get that set up.
Okay, I hate to do this, but my laptop power is fading really fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a live tomorrow where we can watch the rest of it. And I will also read that the state's reply to Sarah trying to use the battered woman's defense and them saying, yeah, not so fast. So I'm going to have to go. I don't have anything really queued up to. Oh, wait, no, I do. StreamYard has where we can do intro and outros pre-queued. So I think I do. But I am going to say that Sarah Boone is actually quite maddening. So I don't want anybody to go to sleep on this. Or if you're watching it anytime, don't go out into your day and take Sarah Boone out there with you, because she is the type of person who will try to tell you that the sky is green and the grass is blue. Although in some states the sky does look green and blue, but and vice versa. But like I was thinking of Kentucky bluegrass, that can actually look like blue grass. But anyway, she's the type of person that'll try to sell you an island in the middle of the United States, right? Although there's probably some islands in the middle. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. She's the type of person that will make you crazy. So I'm going to take us out on some little bit happier things. A palate cleanser, if you will. Remember, if nobody's told you this today, I'm telling you this. I love you guys so, so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
God. Take me to church.
Drowning in the water. And a boat came by and said, "Do you need any help?" He said, "No, thank you, God will save me." Then another boat came by and said, "Do you need any help?" And he said, "No, thank you, God will save me." Then he drowned and went to heaven. And he said, "God, why didn't you save me?" And God said, "I sent you two big boats, you dummy." One.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Para Women Radio. I'm Amy.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Here in the blue, I'm dancing with you tonight. And
bye. Carefully strumming his old guitar again.